Alright, we got another PlayStation 3 exclusive title. Probably the biggest one they got releasing for the holidays. Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. I'm Major Tom.
I'm Ranger John.
Alright, we'll start with the story as usual. Drake is on a quest to find the Atlantis of the Sands. Basically a lost city in the middle of the desert that no one's found forever. He doesn't even know like if there's treasure or whatever. He just feels like it's his destiny to go find it. And have you seen the National Treasure movies, John?
Yeah,
it's basically
with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, they're basically like that's how the story is. Like you find a clue, it leads you somewhere else, which leads you somewhere else. You got the enemies chasing you the whole time. Sometimes you gotta chase them.
All the games.
Yeah.
Are, you know.
Well, for anyone that hasn't played the series, that's basically how the closest comparison I could, put to the game.
National Treasure, the game.
Yeah. Alright, if you haven't played the gameplay, I would say it's action adventure with third person with some shooting mechanics, because it really isn't focused so much on the shooting. It's more focused on like the adventure and the action
and exploring.
Yeah.
You use some climbing.
The graphics are, I would say, some of the best I've seen around. The detail they put into everything, the characters' animations and all that. And all the cutscenes, if you don't know, you play through all the cutscenes. You'll be having to pay attention all the time, hit buttons. You'll be fighting guys in the cutscenes, so it keeps you, entertained. Like it's just like a big action movie you're playing throughout the entire game.
No time to rest.
That's pretty much what I've heard. Is it's more like playing a movie than playing a video game.
Because the cutscenes you're doing something the whole time. You're not just sitting there ever watching anything. You always got to be ready to do something, jump out some building, fight some guys, get away from an explosion. I mean, there's a lot of cliche action scenes, but they just make it really fun, The shooting mechanics, they've changed a little bit. I think they made it a little bit harder. I thought they were too easy in other games this time around. It was a little bit more challenged, because I think they had like more of a locking on system in the previous games, and it was kind of more free shooting this time around, which that might bother some people. But I liked the challenge of how they changed it up. The hand-to-hand combat's still good. The exploring's still good. The climbing, that's what it's focused on more. You got a lot of puzzles returned to the game, which I was stumped on some of these damn puzzles, John. Like flipping in my notebook, trying to figure out the little clue you got, and then you eventually figure out, you're like, that's what it is. I feel like
it's
an
probably
idiot.
super easy, right?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard there's some stealth elements to the game, but I've also heard that it's not so easy to be stealthy, and you're gonna get caught, and you're gonna fight waves of enemies.
Yeah, I mean, in a couple missions, you'll start off with guys' backs turned to you, and there's stealth kill takedowns, and but yeah, once you alert a guy, they all just go around and try to swarm at you, and they'll try to get you out of cover. They throw grenades. You have different types of enemies. They even have some heavy armor guys that got like full body suits, and they take a crap load of bullets. Like, that's one thing that bothered me about them big guys. Like, you could put a full clip into like their head, and then their helmet would finally fall off, and then you could like headshot them. You're like, really? They got guys with RPGs, and it gets progressively harder as it goes on. With them having more guys with heavier artillery. In the beginning they'll have some crappy guns, and then progressively gets harder as the missions go on.
So are the enemies in this game, are they after the same treasure as Drake, or are they after Drake?
Well, somewhat, yeah, but a lot of times, you have some flashback scenes to when he was little, so it depends on like what mission you're in, of what area you are on the map of like, who your enemy is, because you could just be in someone's territory and piss them off, and then they're after you, while the normal bad guys are also after you, what I mean? So you got multiple different people after you the whole time.
Okay.
And then they got co-op, but there's no story co-op. There's just some missions, and they have competitive multiplayer, and you do need an online pass. So if you're in to the games just mainly for the single player, I think I got through it in about, I would say, 7-8 hours. Which is pretty good length for a story. I would say I played it on normal. And so if you're in the campaign, and you're not gonna buy the or into any of the online stuff, I would say either buy it used, or if you want to go rent it and just check out the campaign to see if you like it.
Black Friday, maybe you can find it on sale.
Yeah. I think some stores are gonna have it on sale actually. So, and then so that's your replay value. Will be your co-op missions. Your competitive multiplayer. They still have the hidden treasures throughout the whole game if you want to go collect those all. The trophies there's not any for like beating levels or anything. There's some for beating the games on different difficulties. Like I said, if you're collecting all the treasures, you'll get some, and most of them are for getting kills with a certain amount of weapons, like 30 kills with this weapon or 30 kills with this weapon, and then there's some for like takedowns and stuff like that. So there's a variety of stuff to get all the damn trophies, which I've yet to max out one trophy game yet on the PS3.
I never have on PlayStation. It doesn't seem as important for some reason.
A lot of games don't even put them in.
I don't even know how the system works.
Yeah. But I think we'll wrap it up. The game was done really good. I had no glitches, and if you're gonna check out the Uncharted series, I suggest you start from the beginning because it's a flowing story throughout them all, and it keeps a lot of what works good, and just continues on the story. So I had no problems with this game whatsoever.
So probably PlayStation Game of the Year.
Yeah,
you think?
I would have to say it's definitely the best game I played on the PS3 this year by far. But we got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 coming out, the long-awaited Skyrim, and Saints Row 3, which we're about to go play in a little bit.
Yes, I'm excited. We're going to penetrate each other.
This has been Major Tom.
And this is Ranger John.
Enjoy.
Goodbye.